Hello dear children, welcome you once again to our lesson Truly Beautiful Mind. This lesson is all about the life of Albert Einstein. Okay? And in the previous class we have seen that Albert Einstein's family moved to Munich when he was 15 months old. Okay? And he was admitted in a school in Munich, and we see that his school life is not so happy as the school was very strict. And there also we have seen that Albert Einstein has always had a clash with the teachers, and he decided to leave the school. Okay, 1 year before his decision towards leaving the school, his parents moved from Munich to Milan. So during those times, for 1 year, he was sent to stay with one of his relatives' house. Then once here we see that Albert's parents moved to Milan, and he was left with the relatives. And after a long decision, Albert Einstein was given or permission to study in a school in Switzerland. And also we have seen that in that Switzerland school, the communication was in German. Okay, and also we have seen that Albert Einstein joined a university in Milan, and along with that, he was highly interested in mathematics. He was a gifted person in mathematics. He was interested in physics. And also, after finishing his school in Milan, he decided to study at a university in Zurich. Okay, so I think up to there we have seen, once he finished his school, he joined the university in Zurich. And we see that this Albert Einstein, he was appealed, or he was such a interesting person in mathematics, physics and all. Apart from this interest, he had some other interest also, and that we can see in today's class. Okay, by the time he became a very handsome young man, other than science, he had interested in something else also. Let's see what is it. Now take your textbook and let's see what is it. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Melina, whom he found to be a clever creature. This young Serb had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. The couple fell in love. Letters survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." So, this is what he was interested in other than science subject. Okay, so the second interest that he was highlighted or focused upon is on Melina. Okay, let's see who this Melina is all about. Here we see that other than maths and physics, Albert Einstein liked one of his fellow students. He was interested in someone, and that is other than a sharp, a clever, and an intelligent girl. What was the name of that clever, intelligent creature? It's Melina. Okay, this Melina is considered to be very sharp. She is intelligent and clever too. Okay. And also we have seen that here it says that this young Serb, what is the meaning of Serb? Serb here means this Melina is from Serbia. Okay, she comes from Serbia. That's why this Albert Einstein is just describing her as this young Serb had come to Switzerland. Why she came to Switzerland for getting education? Because the Zurich University is one of the university in which that gave degrees to women. Okay, because of that reason, she came all from Serbia to the Switzerland to have her education in order to complete her degree in the University of Zurich, because this is one of the place where they give degrees to women. Okay, that's why. And he liked this girl very much. Okay, especially giving degrees to female students. Only this Zurich University allowed females to get education. And now why he is interested in this girl? Why Albert Einstein is very much interested in this Melina is because one of the reason is that she was considered to be an ally against the Philistines. Okay, she is considered to be an ally against the Philistines, which means here we see that ally means friend. Einstein saw her as a friend against the Philistines. What is Philistines? Philistines here, actually he is just denoting a group of people as Philistine. Philistine is a biblical word who is against the Jewish people in Bible. What is it? Israelites. Israelites, they were the enemies of Israelites in Bible. But here, why Albert Einstein is considering this group of people as Philistines is because they hate music. They are against art and literature. A group of people who are against art and literature was considered or called as Philistines by Albert Einstein. And one of the reasons why he made friend with this Melina is she also liked what? She is also supporting art, literature and music just like Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein likes art, literature, music. Melina also like art, literature, music. Okay? And as she is very good interest in all these things just like Albert Einstein, the both of them thought of being friends and who stood together to oppose the people who are against music or against art, literature and music. Now, Albert Einstein and Melina shared a common interest. What is that common interest? Interest in art, literature and music. Okay? And also you have to remember one thing. When during this time, here we see that people who lived in those times, they were against this, they didn't consider music was as a good thing. Or devoting and loving music, art and all, they were not considered to be a decent thing. There was a time like that. Now we are giving importance to art, literature and music. Okay? So that's why he is calling all the people who are against art, literature and music as what? As Philistines. Now he has got a company to be with him to fight against these people. That is Melina. Okay. Now, during those time, as I told you, during those time when Albert Einstein was studying in this college, art was considered to be an undignified. Okay, even Albert family members, some of the friends were against art. But Melina and Albert Einstein stood together in order to support this arts, literature and music and all. Okay, so that's why he is calling the people who are against art, who are not in favor of art, literature and all, he is calling them as what? As Philistines. Is it clear? Then we see that in between the couple fell in love, both of them. You know that they are youngsters. Maybe at the age of 20, 19 and all, they were youngsters and both of them fell in love with each other. And here we see that, always lovers used to write letters. Unlike during these times, people are interested in chatting and all, live chatting and all. But here, during those times, the only option that lovers can interact each other is through love letters. Hence, see how they are writing love letters. Once you know that Albert Einstein is writing love letters, mixing love with science. What is that? Love with his emotion. And one of the instance it was given here, it says that how happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion. It says that I will be very happy and I'll be proud when we are together in order to complete our work. Work on what? Work on relativity. Because you know that Albert Einstein is interested much to physics, mathematics and all. So this Melina is also a bright student who was interested, who was clever, intelligent. And also she also liked art. She also is interested in such thing. So finally he says that it will be very good. I will be very happy on the proud day when we would finally conclude their paper on what? Theory of Relativity. So he says that I will be very proud on that particular day when we together conclude our paper on what? On the theory of relativity. Okay. So that's what it is said here. This is one of the style in which he was writing his love letter to whom? To Melina. Mixing with what? Mixing science with emotion or mixing science with tenderness. Okay. So then the next paragraph. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. He worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bonn. While he was supposed to be assessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So here we see that after completing his graduation in Zurich University in 1900, he completed. Now at that time he was 21 of age. In the year 1900, he was 21. He was of 21 age. And here we see that by the time he was unemployed. Unemployed means without any job. He was jobless. Then we see that for the time being, he worked as a teaching assistant. Okay, he worked as a teaching assistant, and also during the year 1902 he secured a job as what? He secured a job as a technical expert in patent office. What is patent? Patent means a document which gives what? Rights of an invention to an inventor. It's already given here. Okay, and we see that Albert Einstein, after completing his university, at first he was unemployed. Then he went to work in 1902 as what? As an expert, a technical expert in patent office in Bern. Bern is a place in Germany. Okay, so he works as an officer who is assessing the other's invention and to give patent. Patent means what? Giving rights of an invention to an inventor. Okay, so that was Albert's job once he completed his graduation from Zurich University. In which year he got the job? In 1902. As what? As person who assesses others' invention and to give the patent. Okay, then, and also we see that by the time what he was doing, while he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. So as he got a desk on his table, secretly he was preparing and he was just making his own ideas, and he was doing an invention at his desk. Slowly and steadily the paper works. All things were done whenever he gets spare time, and that was not known by any other people in the office in Bern. Okay, along with giving patent to inventors of their invention, he was also doing an invention secretly at his desk without the knowledge of any other people. Okay, whenever he gets spare time, he work on his theory. Okay, so he called his desk drawer because all the papers, all the things that is needed for invention, he kept it secretly under his drawer. Okay, inside the drawer of his desk. So he jokingly called this desk as what? Bureau of Theoretical Physics. That means this is the place where the theory of physics were kept safe inside this desk. Okay, so anyhow, he was very happy to work in that. Okay, next paragraph. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to other. From this follow the world's most formula which describes the relationship between mass and energy. E is equal to mc square. Okay, so now here we see that Albert Einstein during the year 1905. Already we have seen that when he got a job in 1902 as a officer to give patent to inventors, secretly he was also doing an invention in his desk. Now in the year 1905, one of the famous paper published Albert Einstein's special theory of relativity. Okay, in this, here we see that newspaper or a magazine published Albert Einstein's special theory of relativity. In which year? In 1905. Okay, and in this theory, what is said? According to this theory, it says that if there are two clocks, both of them are moving, they will not show the same time. One clock will move faster than other. And also he was trying to say that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute. Absolute means not real. Okay, that's why it says that he published his special theory of relativity. In this publication, he was just pointing out that measurement of time and distance are not absolute or is not absolute. It's not real. It depends on what? It depends on something else. Measurement of time and distance is not real, and that depends on something else. And for that he was telling that if there are two clocks and both are moving, they will not show the same time. One clock will move faster than the other. This is the example he was just talking about in this paper. Okay. And also we see that from this, the world most famous formula which describes the relation between mass and energy is described. And here we see that this theory of relativity gave us the basic formula of physics. Okay. This is the basic formula of physics. What is that? E is equal to mc square. Here we see that the world's most formula which describes what? This formula E is equal to mc square describes the relation between two things. What are they? Mass and energy. What is E? What is the formula? E is equal to mc square. And what is E? E is energy, m is mass of the object or mass, and c is the speed of light. And one more thing here, he was trying to say, in this equation, he says that energy and mass or weight, they are interchangeable. They are different forms of same thing. And one of the example that Albert Einstein gives through your textbook is that when you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. On the other hand, when you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That is relativity. Okay? And this is well said by Albert Einstein in one of the publication or in the daily in the year 1905. We can see that he was just preparing, maybe he was preparing this invention throughout these years when he got a job as what? As an officer who gives patent to inventors. That's why he said that he is calling his drawer as what? He is calling his drawer as a bureau of theoretical physics. He was just keeping all the papers with related to theory of relativity in this desk or in this bureau. And finally, he has given it in a newspaper. It was first published in a paper in the year 1905 about what? Special theory of relativity. And what is the formula here? E is equal to mc square. Okay. So, I think we can stop here and we can continue the next portion in the next class. Okay. Just go through your lessons again and again. Thank you all. Have a great day. God bless you.